and the darkness came over, and I could hear footsteps in the house. It's like, oh, I'm having one of those, you know? I was like, okay, who's coming around the corner now? Because I know I can't move right now. Story time. So the time I decided my career through my clairaudience. Okay, so I'm also gonna include like little stories here and there of times that spirits actually told me something as well as my higher self, right? So I didn't know, back then I didn't know any of these things. And I feel like it's been 14 years. I didn't know I was clairaudient because I didn't know what those were back then. I was just like, yeah, I saw spirits and stuff, and it would be creepy as a kid and everything, but clairaudience is not something I knew I had. But one day I had graduated from college, and maybe about 6 months to maybe a year later, I can't remember the time frame, I kept hearing a voice say massage, massage, massage. And clairaudience is my stronger clair, is one of my stronger clairs. So I didn't know that at the time though. I was like, why do I keep thinking? Because it's a small still voice. It's your higher self talking to you. Yeah, I hear spirits, but this time it was my higher self. Because it was my voice. I can't explain that, but I kept hearing massage, massage, massage. Now, massage was not something I wanted to do at all, because massage to me, everybody knows me as like a germaphobe, they would call me growing up. Like, I didn't like germs. I would be like, no, if you're sick, stay away from me. Like, don't touch me. So there's no way that I wanted to be a massage therapist. What? No. Skin? I'm being very serious. No. All right. So I kept hearing massage. I'm like, why am I thinking about it? Why am I thinking this? Why? Like, I keep hearing massage, massage. So I heard it for a few weeks, actually, maybe a month. And I was like, all right, there's something about this I have to look into. Why am I thinking about something that I get grossed out about? Like, why? So I did. And I was like, maybe this is something I need to do, because it was too strong within me. So then I started getting like an urge to want to do this thing. So now I was hearing it, but now I'm also feeling an urge. So I was like, I gotta look into this. I have to. So I Googled, I searched for massage schools and all these things, and I looked into massage. So the first one and only one that came up, which is strange because later on, of course, I found out how many more there were I could have went to, and the only one that came up was the Swedish Institute. So Swedish Institute of Health and Science, but it was still in New York. All right. So I was like, I'm gonna go and check it out, because ain't no way. Why is it getting worse, this urge? So I went and checked it out, and I was like hesitant because this guy, I already went to school. I went to college. I did all that. I'm not one for school, really. So when he was talking about myology and all that, I was like, what? I don't want to learn that. That's a lot. So he was like, you never know until you try. And he was literally doing his job because he was, trying to recruit, I guess, an administrator. So I said, you know what? But for some reason, those words were the words I needed to hear. Those words were the words I needed to hear, because as soon as he said that, I was like, it just hit me like strongly. Like, it was crazy how strongly it hit me. And I said, you know what? Fine, I'll do it, because I also had to take a entry exam and all these things. I'm like, I did all this stuff already. I'm done. So when he said that, I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to do this. Like, I felt the power of those words. It hit my gut. So I did the entry, I passed all that stuff, all that good stuff, and now I'm in the school, and I'm actually loving it. I am loving it, because why? This is a calling. Literally heard the voice tell me to do it, had the urge to do it. This is an actual calling. So it doesn't matter if I was a germaphobe or not, that didn't matter. A calling is a calling is a calling is a calling. And I did it. And I was like, wow, I really love this. I love it, love it. So when it came time for the exams and everything, because I'm a licensed massage therapist, so I had to actually go and take the state board and everything. And I passed my first try. I'm not good with tests. I could know it inside out. I could know something inside out, but when it comes to the test, I'm like, nerves get the best of me. Especially back then, I could get nervous. It was bad for certain different things, not just tests. So I passed. That's the calling in me. I passed. So I pursued it, and I actually became successful doing this. Some people don't, and others complain about the money. And I used to be like, why? You can get a job with chiropractors with this and that and make decent money. You could. So that was actually a fact. But being that it was a calling, I was okay with all that stuff. So I was successful. Then I actually ended up getting my own clients, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And there are other areas where I can tell you I heard voices. I heard them all the time, but I could tell you I was in that in-between state, like I told you that in the first story time, of sleep. And I heard in the middle of the night, very clearly someone say, liquid lithium is the key. It was a man's voice. And I was like, what? I woke up like, huh? And he hadn't come back again. I was like, okay, so let me look into this, because of course I'm not going to blindly just buy something because a spirit told me to. But so I looked into it because, there are good ones who want to help you. Yeah, so I looked into, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been hearing and experiencing. I know how to control it. I know, you know what I mean? I know what's good, what's bad. I look into certain things. I have discernment. I have intuition. Intuitive Girl 4, follow me. Okay, so I was like, let me look into it. And wow, I was like, I saw the benefits of liquid lithium. And it's nothing to do with like bipolar medication. I know that's in some bipolar medication, but that's not what this was for, because I'm not bipolar. But it's to open up your third eye even more if it's already open, or just open it up. So I bought it, okay? I bought it, and it does take you there spiritually, but for me, because I'm already sensitive, because we all have psychic abilities, right? But someone's just more sensitive than others, so we call it a calling. It's just that we're more sensitive than others. So it's too much for me, because I wouldn't be able to sleep. And I keep saying this to y'all, I'm a dreamer. So I dream several times a night, and I actually remember all my dreams, at least that I know of, a lot. Like I remember like 5 dreams in a row. I remember my dreams. And I was noticing that I couldn't remember my dreams with this liquid lithium. And I was like, no, that's not the business. I remember like 1 or 2. And I'm telling you, I have several. So that wasn't it for me. And then the dreams were weird. They were weird. And I was like, no, I don't see the message really in these dreams. So I want to go back to how it was. The same with crystals. I would sleep with them, right? I would sleep with a bunch of crystals. And one night, someone, once again, in between state, you can tell, as a psychic, you can tell the difference between what's real or what's a dream, even though it's a whole thing. I keep saying that because it will become a very long video if I just explained every single thing. So everything seized in my body that night, and the darkness came over, and I could hear footsteps in the house. It's like, oh, I'm having one of those, So I was very aware, and I was like, okay, who's coming around the corner now? Because I know I can't move right now. And it was a nice spirit. He just basically told me it's dangerous to sleep with all those crystals. The energy is too intense. You can't do that. And I got up. And he's right, because whenever I slept with those crystals, I would vibrate like, oh, my whole body would be shaking, and it would be pretty intense sleeping with those crystals. So there was something to that. I was like, maybe I'm overdoing it. And you can tell the good spirits between the bad ones. You can. It's a like I said, you have intuition, and it's turned up when you're psychic, and you just know. It's a feeling. My family's psychic. My sister has a different. She has. It's still abilities to see spirits and stuff, but in a different way. And we have these intense feelings and knowings. It's a knowing, like clairsentience and stuff like that. So you'll know. And he was talking the truth because it was pretty intense. And I took those things. I I pull up those crystals really quickly, and you could sleep with like one at least. But I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna chill with that. So yeah, these spirits would come and just do or talk to me and do. They would talk to me and say certain things that were very helpful. Um, they would come in and have conversations with me. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. Like one time, like sometimes because I'm clairaudient, I would hear more than see. I could see, but sometimes I'll hear more than I see. And spirits will wake me up with laughter, and I don't like that. I don't like it. I tell them to stop and go away. Like I actually get mad because everybody knows me. I love to, it's not that I love my sleep like some people say, is that I don't sleep at night because I'm busy with spirits and stuff like that. So when I'm finally getting in that good sleep and a spirit comes and laughs at like 5:30 in the morning, I get very upset. So I tell them, listen, you know that I don't sleep at night, and you're coming in here and you're playing around and I can hear you. Don't do that. And then they would leave. And I won't feel bad because why? You know, why are you doing this? They know what's going on. They know. So yeah. I hope that was told in a good way because, you know, there's a lot of experiences I could pull up, but it's hard to just pick from the many that I've had. But yeah, I can do another one of these about what I've heard and seen and what has happened to me during those in between states. I'm awake sometimes too, of course, but the in between is when it really gets me. So I'm not afraid anymore, as I said before. When you're younger, you're afraid, but if you're going through it and you just center yourself and ground yourself and know better and know what's going on and know that you have power, period, you're not going to be afraid. I mean, at least for me, you're not going to be afraid knowing what's going on, knowing that you have the power. Nothing has the right to take over your body. Nothing has the right to do anything without your permission. They'll try and do it. And if you don't know any better and you allow them to do it, then they're going to do it. But if you know better and you say, no, you know, it's not going to happen. And you're protected. Oh my gosh, you're protected. So even if you don't know any better and you're like screaming and shouting, you're protected. You have guides. You have guides. You have ancestors. You have protection. You have your team. Yo, I'll be picturing myself walking down the road with my team behind me. And my team is big. That was my story time. Like I said, I hope I told it well because, you know, and it wasn't too all over the place. There's too many stories to like gather and be like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. I can't just narrow it down like that. Next time I can probably change up the format, but that's how I became a massage therapist. And let me tell you, I did not know, and that I was like well, somebody called me number one, and I don't believe that's true. I believe I was up there with the top massage therapist in New York City, but I don't know. Maybe I'm too. I feel a way to say number one because he would be like, you don't check your reviews, you don't check your rankings. I'm like, no. He goes, no, you are. I was searching and searching, and you are it. And I was like, okay, I know there's other good ones. So I think I'm up there with them, but not like according to what I saw too, but I don't think I'm number one. So, you know, it takes a lot to be a massage therapist. I would never take that from any of my fellow massage therapists. But the fact that I was up there so high, And he's not the only one. Everybody that came to see me was like, oh, what they said about this was true, like my environment and everything. And I was like, what they're saying? They were like, you don't look at your reviews. I am too scared. Even though when it pops up on my phone and it says, oh, you just received like 5 stars, I don't open it. I can't. I don't know. Even though it's 5 stars, I can't open it. I get too nervous. I would get too nervous. I couldn't look at them, and they were like, you gotta stop that. And I did. Eventually I did stop it. You learn along the way to be a better version of yourself. That's not cool. That's not humble, okay? It's not. Being nervous to check your reviews and see how you're doing and what can be improved. If anything, even though I was seeing 5 stars, what if they were telling you to improve something still? Or what if you want to see what they're saying about you to keep it up? That's not being humble, girl. That's being ridiculous. So it's too shy. Like I was saying, the fact that I even was up there shows you that it was a calling the whole time, from them telling me to be a massage therapist, to me passing the test, because to me that's a miracle. Even though I knew it inside out, nerves could get the best of you, but it did not that day. It did not that day. This is a state board. It could have easily taken me out. My nerves could have took me out, but it didn't. So right now I'm not currently doing it. I had stopped about 2 years ago. I had stopped about 2 years ago and decided to take on my psychic abilities more, because once again I'm being shifted. But we'll talk about more about shifts later. If you want me to do some educational stuff, I'll do it. I'll teach you certain things for free here on TikTok. That's why I want to go live. I do that on YouTube. I just start teaching. We do meditations for healing. We do all kind of things on my YouTube channel. So I want to do it here too, offer you free information here. But anyway, until next story time. Bye.